Yes, guys. Today there was no trade, but there actually was a trade, but I didn't have trade entry confirmation. And this was just a textbook Model 1 on XRP. I was watching it all day and just, I didn't get the confirmation. So sometimes you have that, and sometimes you cannot take everything with it. Aave trade, of course, yesterday. And today I was saying I'm watching this range on XRP, on Ripple, while also looking at Bitcoin and USD dominance because Bitcoin was looking like this, was leaving a lot of liquidity above and didn't have a range high or a range low deviation yet, and USDT had already had it. USDT also didn't have a deviation, so both didn't have a deviation, while XRP and Pepe and all the other altcoins already having a model like this. So I was just waiting for an entry confirmation on this trade because I was very sure that that we were gonna take a long here, because what is context saying? Context is saying that we are going down. We took this high right here, which makes this a pretty okay high, and we went down not that aggressive because we were on low time frame, leaving some liquidity behind. So there could be a reason to go up. And what do we see here? We see here a big demand zone. We came in on that tab 1. Okay, boom. That's the demand. So you came in structure demand because structure was going up, down, and made a higher high. So this was your structure leaving an inefficiency. And right there we had some more demand. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, it was more in a low time frame. So it was structure demand. Right here, you had your first structure demand, structure going like this. Boom, boom, boom. So that was demand as well. That was demand as well. And you even had structure here. So this is gonna be structure demand, this is gonna be structure demand, even this is structure demand, and this structure demand. So I'm only drawing these ones. And what do we see here is that there could be a reason to go lower. Why? Because there is structure demand. So that's the reason we could go lower. But what are we doing here? Okay, what are we doing here? Because when I go more back in time, you can see that we already had a deviation of the range. And how do you draw your range, by the way? From low to high. Okay, because you're in a downtrend, you made a lower low and a lower high. All my alerts are going up. Price was going like this: lower low, lower high, and then you began to range. Okay, so you're drawing range from low to high, and there did your range start, and you had some very nice highs building up on the upper section of the range, because you had the high here, high here, high here. You had all those highs not taking each other out. Okay, so all those highs were stacking up on each other, and we had a deviation of the range. So we are gonna extend our range to the deviation, and now we're gonna watch for our tab 3 POI. And while price was going lower, this is gonna be your tab 3 POI for Model 2. You put your alert there, wait for price to go there. Why is that POI? Because it's the first move down before going up. Literally that simple for the new ones. So I'm watching this for price action to develop, to take out that extreme liquidity, and to break structure. And what do we have right here? Because price went lower, and on Bitcoin I got an alert again. Damn, it went lower, and a 1 minute structure was saying that we have, let's see, we have price going lower. Here you have multiple candles going up. Here you have one candle going up in a 1 minute. Here you have multiple candles going up. And here you don't have two consecutive bullish candles going up on a 1 minute. So this is going to be the lower high. We're going to break this point, and then the range is confirmed. And we have a long confirmation. So let's see if that happens. I don't even know actually, because I didn't watch this trade. And price went lower. Price just went lower. Never broke structure. And I watched this trade from here. So here I saw it on last minute, and I saw structured supply forming here, structured supply forming there, and now you have multiple structure supplies. And now we deviated that tab 2. So we deviated that tab 2. Now we have to break. Of course, this is structure. Boom, 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 boom. Like this, because you made a lower highs, lower lows. This is gonna be the structure break, and that's gonna be an entry confirmation. But what happened here was very interesting, because we had a push up, push down, and you had two candles going up right here, and two candles going down. So what is structure saying? Structure was going like this, boom, boom, and there you go right there. No, that's not valid. That's not valid. Sorry, because you don't have two candles going down here. You have one candle going down, so this is not structure. Okay, so you don't have two consecutive candles going up, one candle going down. So we're gonna go here, boom, two candles going up, two candles going down, boom, and you have to break this point to confirm your model 1. And for me this looks cleaner because this looks more like structure. Even I made a mistake right there, so this looks just better for the eye for me, and I care about that. So this is gonna be my structure break because this is the most obvious break. Also, what is a rule which I didn't talk about that much, you need to have your structure break inside the original range. So this can be your structure break, but I want the structure break back inside the original range. Okay, so what is the volume profile saying? The volume profile is very high on the range. Okay, that's not what you want to see. You want volume profile doing like this, having a good volume profile like this, boom, and going lower. So the volume area low will be here, POC here, volume area high there. That would be the most ideal scenario. But there was a lot of volume in the upper section of the range, which is not the nicest, but also not a necessary thing. Price went up and we broke structure there. So this could be your entry. But as I said, Bitcoin didn't take out its range high yet. It range low yet. I'm sorry. Because Bitcoin was in a range like this. Okay, from low to high. And we were here when XRP broke, right here. Here we were. And Bitcoin still had to deviate that range, because when you don't deviate the range and just make a higher low, this becomes liquidity. So you gotta deviate this point to make a good low. And on USDT it was exactly the same. So purely on this XRP chart, could you have entered this trade? Yes, completely valid trade. But when you take everything in consideration, would you still have entered this trade? If you take in consideration USDT didn't take out the range high, Bitcoin didn't take out the range low. The reason you wouldn't take this full risk, it was blessing through supply by the way. The reason you don't take this full risk at least is because of those two confluences missing. Okay, so if you take it 0.5%, you know, take it with 0.5% maximum and just trade the trade. It's better to be, because I totally understand it's a valid trade, because this is gonna fill, this is gonna take supply and fill, so it is a completely valid trade. You're gonna be mad maybe because it didn't work out, and it does work out after a while, but I'm gonna show you in a minute. Because when I look at the session indicator, guys, you can see as well, with Bitcoin not taking out the range low, with USDT not taking out the range high, with New York opening right there, breaking structure, opening, manipulates into this supply and goes lower to still mitigate demand. That's not a full 1% risk trade. It's just not. So you have four things: Bitcoin, USDT, there still was demand below because this wasn't an any good demand POI. And you have the volume profile, which was on the upper section of the range, and New York is often with the opening a lot of manipulation. Okay guys, those were the 4 points you could take in consideration to not take this trade with to not take this trade at all, or take it with 0.5%. And right here, you if you took the L, you took the L. If you did not take it because you took everything I just said in account the next time, then you can see we didn't have any structure here to break. Like, there wasn't any structure in this move down to break. Okay, so I couldn't get a re-entry. There was price going lower right there. Could you have taken it? No, not even, because then it would wait for this 45-second demand probably to be mitigated. And the retest was not good enough. Okay, the retest was not low enough. If the retest was going to here, then I would would have taken it with structure going down. Then I would of course have taken it, because this was just an amazing deviation and amazing confluence as well with Bitcoin, with USDT, with everything. And eventually price, of course, as you saw in the beginning, was going to the range high. Indeed, the plan worked and the context worked, and that's the most important. We just didn't get a entry confirmation, or maybe a loss if you took it. I hope you understand right now why the loss was not necessary, but you could have taken it, okay? But it was not necessary, okay? Especially not losing 1% on this. So that was the video, guys. Watch the link in bio for the Discord to see those calls I posted, like XRP in the Discord, and see you in the next video, guys. Ciao, ciao.